Hey guys, how's it going? Jezzybar2 here, and recently I've decided to play some of Marvel's Avengers Endgame Content missions, which were the Omega level threat for Super Adaptoid, the Discordant Sound Klaw raid for Ulysses Klaw, and then the elite version of that Discordant Sound raid. And while I was playing these were actually quite fun, but the question does come up. Do these truly earn the title of Endgame missions? And so today we are going to break these down to three categories: difficulty, rewards, and team effort. So let's get right into it. The first mission that we're going to talk about today is the Omega level threat for the Super Adaptoid, otherwise known as the SAOLT. And the first one up is difficulty. Now, in terms of the difficulty, it's okay, but it's definitely not difficult. So let me explain this. You're preparing for the OLT. It's known as the Omega level threat. You're getting hype, and then you're preparing a good build. You go in there, and what do you see? Shielded enemies, old bosses, and a slightly new one that just throws random stuff at you. That's pretty much what it is. And there are also old mechanics, but a bit faster. They've just been used in a lot of other missions. And that's honestly disappointing. You go into a Omega level threat, and you expect it to be, well, an Omega level threat. But unfortunately, you just don't get that at that time. So for difficulty, I'd say that overall it's not that difficult. Moving on into the rewards part though, the rewards part is also disappointing as well, because before the raid even came out, the gear was okay. Like, you got a bunch of healing stuff, you could have a lot of cosmic surges where they spread out the teammates, they heal you. But the problem with that is they came before the OLT was even there, and they came on minor ISOs, which is, it just kind of ruins the point of doing the OLT, It's like, you have this mission and you want to get the gear, but all the gear is basically just used for upgrading now, or just deleting for gear and artifacts. I mean, resources and materials. So overall, the rewards for that one aren't that good either. Unfortunately, right now it's down to difficulty and rewards. Those two are down. And for the final one, team effort. And let me just cut to the chase. Nah, I'm sorry, it's not there. It's really not. You have to appreciate what they tried to do, but you don't need 4 people to do this OLT like they suggested, or like they told you to do, because you can't get into the mission without doing 4 players. The very least that you can do, the very least you could do by like a custom team is 2. You only need 2 people to do the OLT, the Omega level threat, and that's crazy. Like, it's really, really crazy. So overall, with the OLT, it doesn't have good difficulty, it doesn't have good rewards, and it doesn't have team effort overall. Personally, I would say that the OLT does not deserve the title of Endgame Content. Is it good? Like, is it a good mission? Yes. But does it lack in a lot of things that should be there for a piece of Endgame mission? Absolutely. And then there was the raid. Now, I will say this, I will admit, the raid was actually a really huge step up from the OLT. The OLT was the first major mission added for the game. It should have been Cloning Labs. But regardless, we got the raid after the OLT for Super Adaptoid. And starting out with the difficulty, I will say that the raid actually is kind of difficult at points. There's definitely a lot of new mechanics there, including some for old enemies, and overall, it definitely causes you to pay attention to what you're doing, and it definitely helps you build new builds or adjust old ones. There is one issue though, and that is the vibranium gear issue. This one has been in the community a lot, where it's just talking about how it shouldn't be right that you have to use vibranium and kind of mess up your build. In my opinion, don't kill me on this, but I never saw the issue with that. You're going to need certain stuff for certain missions. But overall, difficulty is actually pretty good. I like that. Okay? That's great. And then over here, we have moving on to the rewards. The rewards are pretty good as well. I'll give it that. Like, you have these amazing perks such as Sonic Conduit or the Leak, which is just spreading statuses and increasing damage onto other enemies, apparently. And then you also have more stuff for specific heroes, like Iron Man's Unibeam causes an explosion around others. That's very good for crowd control. Or, well, I can't really give any other examples. I play Iron Man. Or the fact that you could do all sorts of ranged attacks with one status. That's definitely new as well. So overall, it definitely helps with the builds, and I think the rewards are worth it. And then whenever it comes to the team effort, that's really simple. The raid definitely does require a lot of team effort or teamwork. You're gonna have to do puzzles that require you to work with 4 people and communicate. You're definitely gonna have to do a boss fight, which requires you to communicate, and you're also gonna have to do strategy, which requires you to communicate. So overall, it's actually really good, and I think the raid deserves the title of Endgame Content. And I was going to do the same thing for the Elite Raid, but since it's just the raid but harder, I definitely say that deserves the title of Endgame Content as well. And with all that being said, some of you guys may be asking, well, if the OLT had none of it, like if none of it was good for you, how would you change it, and what will make the OLT better for you? And thank you for asking. Let's talk about it. First things first, let's talk about the rewards. I think the rewards should be better. You know, as I've said, like in regular chats and all that, the OLT has probably the best setup for the most epic mission in the game. It's a time travel story. It's legit tachyon anomaly and realities converging. You could do a lot of fun stuff with gear like that. Heck, maybe even make it portal gear like Kate has with her takedowns. Just make it interesting and fun. Maybe have enemies flying through different portals. Maybe have it so you could use Kate's technology. Just something cool. Maybe like even a reality trap like Doctor Strange does. Or you could save that for a magical set, who knows. Etc, etc. And then whenever it comes to team effort, just do what the raid does, but with like the mission. Make it unique. Maybe add, I don't know, keep this timeline out of the rest of the other timelines. Stop Monica from converging. Maybe you could even go to the future imperfect timeline at some point and see Maestro causing havoc or all the Kree sentries. You could run around those guys, fight them, who knows. It would be really fun to see what they could pull off there. And then finally for the difficulty, just add really good mechanics. That's just it. That's literally it. Just make the mechanics good. Don't add enemies with shields. Okay? I mean, like, not literally, but with the blue shields. I know that's been a long time requested thing, and I'm bored with it. Don't do that, because that isn't difficult. That's just putting a strain on something. If you want something to be difficult, don't put a blue shield over an enemy. That's not hard enough. Mechanics should make it hard. And that's why I praise the raid so much. And I'm sorry that I went off on a tangent. I kind of really had to get that out there. Anyways, that is the video. So to recap it all, the OLT, not worthy of the title of Endgame Content. The raid, worthy. And the Elite Raid, worthy. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the OLT is worthy of Endgame Content and the raid and the Elite Raid? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys later. Bye.